The Dershow.
The Jefferson polygraph machine and the Jefferson letter. So I decided to do a little bit more research on it. I actually came up with a photograph of the original Jefferson machine. This is the original Jefferson polygraph machine. If you look closer, you can see this one is only 2 pens. It has one pen that you write with, and the other pen attached to it by a rod. And then anything you write with the one pen then is on a piece of paper, appears with the second pen. So it's identical. Now, I said that Jefferson invented the machine. He adapted the machine. Apparently, it was invented, the concept was invented by a British engineer and brought back to Monticello by Jefferson. He then adapted it, changed it, and got his assistants, probably many of whom were black slaves, to build a better polygraph machine, which could have more than one pen. But the polygraph that I have probably only had one pen. But Jefferson was so happy about that machine that he had another one made for his best friend. You've heard of him, James Madison. So James Madison got a polygraph machine and used it as well. So we know at least 2 presidents very early in our history used the polygraph machine. Now, Jefferson wasn't content just with that invention. He figured out something else because the polygraph wasn't always available and it didn't always work. So, and he always wanted copies. And in fact, if you go to the Library of Congress or to the Jefferson Library at the University of Virginia, there are letters in which there are multiple copies, or at least a second copy. So we also invented, or helped to invent, a very primitive carbon paper. And here I can show you. This is from my book, Finding Jefferson, which tells this whole story. And it's about a letter that I found of Thomas Jefferson's, which he didn't use the polygraph for, but he used this other invention. What he simply did is when he wrote on a piece of paper, he put another piece of paper underneath, and he wet that other piece of paper and had a little piece of wet paper. And then so when he would write, the ink from his original would seep through. And you can see this is not a particularly good copy, but this is a copy of my letter, the letter I own by Thomas Jefferson about the First Amendment and about freedom of speech. So when I bought that letter, I then did research and found out that this letter exists in the Library of Congress, which is the copy. I own the original. Congress owns the copy. Mine's better than theirs is. And, maybe when all my children are gone and there are no more Dershowitzes left, we'll leave it to the Library of Congress. So, when you go back and read the history of our founding generation, it is absolutely remarkable.